You've already got your first base running well in Palworld 1.0, and it is now time for that second base slot. This, however, is the moment most players make their biggest base mistakes. It could be too much of a copy of their first base or location, or they try to move everything and start from scratch. All of these are wrong, however, because the mid-game is all about your base specialization. The focus is to make sure it does one job really well, so here's how to split your bases, exactly what to do with each pal, upgrade, and what to do when you've hit your first big wall. The moment you unlock your second base, your thinking has to shift right away. One base trying to create everything is going to create a big headache, constant bottleneck, and you're going to waste so much time. As a mid-game player, your production base needs to be making gear, processing ingots, running the breeding farm, and managing food simultaneously, all competing for the same worker slots. The split now that you have to do instead is have one dedicated production base and one dedicated mining outpost. Your production base handles all crafting, breeding, and processing. Your mining outpost does nothing but generate ore and move it into the furnaces. The reason this compounds, your mining outpost runs while you play, while you sleep, while you're doing anything else, so every session you log in with a full chest of ingots already processed. That's going to be the efficiency difference you're going to notice big. One thing some experienced players get wrong at this stage is building the mining outpost near their main base for convenience, but proximity to your main base is going to cost you resource diversity, and your third base coming at base level 15 will help you diversify even more. As for your actual mining base locations, we recommend the unraidable ore summit. Check out the coordinates here on screen. This has around 8 ore nodes on a summit that raid pathfinding cannot reach, so you've got 0 defense cost and maximum output. Keep the mining outpost minimal. Pal box, furnaces, feed box, beds, storage, every additional structure you add competes for the PAL slot budget. So remember, this base's only metric is getting those ingots generated per session. Then, if you're already ready for your third base, the area south of Cinnamoth Forest around these coordinates combines ore nodes with sulfur nearby and relatively flat terrain. Coal and sulfur become critical once you hit the improved furnace at player level 34. Front running that dependency before you need it is the move here. Now, let's talk about a system that solves your inner base logistics. The single biggest quality of life unlock in the mid to late game base building that most players don't use properly is your guild chest. Place one in each of your bases and the inventory is shared between all of them. Pull ingots from your mining outpost guild chest while standing at your production base. Drop breeding materials at your production base and pick them up at a food farm without fast traveling. It's the game's equivalent of an ender chest. One per base maximum. Place it near your pal box, fast travel point for quick access, and an extra tip we heard from the community. Farming base deposits ranch and garden output in the guild chest. Mining base deposits ore and ingots. Main production base pulls from both, so you never carry heavy materials between bases manually ever again after level 40. Now let's talk about how to actually use that monitoring stand correctly. Most players build it without actually understanding how it fully works. The monitoring stand lets you manually override the default task priority system for individual pals. By default, Palworld 1.0 gives every job a priority order. Defense and construction outrank almost everything else. That means if you have a construction job queued, your handiwork pals drop what they're doing and go build. But if you're trying to run a tight crafting queue, unfinished construction tasks silently steal your workers. The fix here, use the monitoring stand to lock specific pals to specific jobs. A pal locked to handiwork stays at the crafting bench regardless of what construction task is queued. A pal locked to mining stays at that ore node, which eliminates the most common cause of mid-game base efficiency loss. Now, for your mid-game pal upgrades, Tombat is gonna solve 3 problems at once. The most underrated mid-game base pal, it's got mining level 2, transporting level 2, gathering level 2 from a single slot at a stage where your 15 pal budget is tight. A pal that covers 3 jobs without diluting your specialist slot is more valuable at this stage than the numbers suggest. It's catchable around level 20 in Eastern Palapagos. The real value you're going to get is assigning it to your mining outpost, and it mines, moves the ore to the furnace, and gathers any drop resources without any additional pal slots needed. Bushi Noct, this is going to be your overnight solution. Your kindling pals stop working at dark, your furnace sits idle every night cycle, but Bushi Noct has kindling level 3 and works through the night, so you never have to worry about that overnight smelting loss. This isn't going to be a forever pal, but for where you are in the game right now, it's going to be a big fix. Then for Anubis, breed it, don't hunt it. Anubis as a level 47 Desert Alpha is a grind at this stage. Breeding it from Vanworm plus Cinnamoth is faster and gives you a cleaner passive slate. Handiwork level 4 is the main reason, and what's great about Anubis is it also has mining level 3, so it drifts to ore nodes when your crafting queue is complete. Pair it with Sekhmet at the same base. The Desert Empress partner skill gives Anubis a 20 to 40% work speed boost, which cycles it through crafting jobs faster and reduces that drift significantly. Then the Dedicated Transporter, the jobs that a lot of players skip in mid game or sits at the node because no pal is moving it to the furnace. Miners generate, transporters move, both are needed at the same ratio. Univolt and Malpaca carry transporting level 3 at this stage, so one dedicated transporter at your mining outpost unlocks the throughput your miners were already generating but couldn't deliver. And finally, you must have Tombat at the ranch. This is your non-negotiable. High quality PAL oil cannot be crafted. Every weapon blueprint and saddle from this point forward is going to use it. Tombat at the ranch generates it passively. If you don't have one, you're buying from merchants at a significant cost, so do it now to solve that problem. Now let's fix that ore wall and coal dependency. Between levels 25 and 30, you hit that improved furnace unlock and suddenly every recipe requires refined ingots, 2 ore plus 2 coal of each. So if you haven't been farming coal, you hit a complete stop. The fix is simple, just some forward planning. Start a dedicated coal production before you need it. Coal nodes appear at the same mid-game area as ore. Assign a pal with mining level 2 or higher specifically near coal nodes inside your mining base. When level 34 hits, your coal chest is already full and you transition to refined ingots immediately. Plus, multiple furnaces in parallel matter here too. One furnace processing a stack of 100 ore is slower than 3 furnaces each producing smaller batches simultaneously. And just remember, each one is going to need a kindling pal assigned. And with all of this happening, you're going to need some space optimization, and vertical building helps with that. Build upward using floors and ramps to stack your production zones, processing on the ground floor, crafting on the second floor, and storage on the third. One important thing to remember, pals have trouble navigating standard stairs reliably at mid game, so ramps are going to work better, so use wide open ramps between floors. The space optimization that pairs with this is group function zones tightly. All food production together, ranch adjacent to cooking pot, adjacent to feed box, incubators next to the breeding farm, smelting furnaces adjacent to those storage chests. Then come your applied technique books. These permanently raise a pal's work suitability by 1 level. They're rare enough that spending them wrong could be a mistake that you feel for hours. So for instance, once you've got your condensed Anubis with remarkable craftsmanship, adding the applied technique book here is what you're going to want to do. There you have it, your mid-game base is sorted. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our guides coming next. Of course, we're going to be covering the next base series, what to do inside World Tree once you're there, and final bosses, as well as a full other guide series, not only on Palworld where we have over 15 videos, but also on other games like Windrose and Valheim. Make sure you check out those videos as well. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video.